Hello and good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Coffee Thursday. Maybe not coffee. I mean, I'm making coffee. It's actually Coffee Sunday. Um, Good afternoon, fellow Andrew Cuomo. Hey, oh, did you see my video? My video about Andrew Cuomo? Like actual Lamau that they're trying to make this happen. It's 1 a.m. in India. Jeez. Okay, so I guess you won't be having coffee then, Johan. You won't be having coffee. Hey, old bony bird. How's it going, everybody? Yeah, did you guys see my video about Andrew Tate? Not Andrew Tate, Andrew Cuomo. Ah, was that a slip? Was that a slip? Uh, oh, did you guys see the video that I made? Hello, hey, Jamone. Yes, I saw that. Okay, Dawn, I saw that. I actually just saw it. That one of the people picked to quote unquote release the Epstein files is Zionist lunatic Chaya Raichik. Really? Really? Bro, bro. Oh, thanks, cool Adam. Yeah, so I know. I really hate when I get behind on content. Like, as somebody who does this full time, like as a content creator, I really hate when I get behind when so much is happening. When like so much is happening in the news that I get really, really behind. And then there's like, I start to make lists of the videos that I need to do. And before I know it, I have like 8. And like, you have to, especially if you're doing something that's very time sensitive in the news, like, then I'm having to try to like prioritize like which one is more important, which one should I make a video about now, which one do I need to say something about now because it's time sensitive, and then my list just keeps growing to the point where I haven't gone through my tasks like at all to delete. Wait, what does this mean? Cheer 500? What does that mean? What does that mean? Oh, by the way, you guys, I tried to do the thing like fix the Twitch notification on my stream, so that there is a least thing would come back or make a noise, and I couldn't figure out how to do it. Can somebody tell me what the Cheers 500 means? 500 bits. It's like a super chat. Oh, thank you. You know why it confuses me, why it gets me? It's because like on Rumble, like the Rumble rants and the super chats on YouTube is just like, it's just that. Like you just send however much you want. But I get thrown because on TikTok and on Twitch, when people send you gifts, they've got all these names for them. Like it won't just be like, oh, this person sent you $2, right? Like it won't just be like on Super Chat and Rumble rants, they'll be like, oh, they sent you $2 or they sent you $5. On Twitch and TikTok, it's like, oh, they sent you 500 bits or they sent you 20 roses or they sent you a swan. And I'm like, what does that even mean? Thank you, Don. Thank you. Yes, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Do people send you crypto? No, because I don't like crypto. Crypto is a scam. It's a Ponzi scheme to hurt working people. By the way, I've specifically been scammed by crypto before, okay? Specifically. When it first came out, like before Bitcoin was like really big and like people knew what it was, I got scammed in a Bitcoin scheme. Yeah. Honestly, I went through a phase because I worked at a tech company where I was open to it. I was working at this tech company where a lot of people were talking about crypto and a lot of the people that worked there were really into it. And I was open to it. Wait. Somebody just said, wait, that was Blakely's husband. Wait, what happened? Oh, my husband walked by. Yes, that was my husband. Yes, I am married, folks. You seem like you're in a very good mood today. Well, that's only because you just sent me those bits. But that's only because you sent me those bits on Twitch. That's why I'm in a good mood now. No, I'm kidding. Although I do really appreciate that. It's exciting to be able to get something again. Unlike the hoes over at YouTube still fucking with my account. But yeah, it's exciting to be able to get a gift again. I felt that way on Rumble the other day when people were sending me Rumble rants. I was like excited. I was like, oh, this is so cool. Yeah, so anyway, I was kind of open to cryptocurrency for a while, and then I saw that the whole thing was like a scam, and I got scammed and other people were getting scammed. It's basically a Ponzi scheme for the wealthy. Yes, it's true. I mean, come on, guys. You shouldn't be that surprised that I'm taken, that I'm already married. I mean, would you let me be single? I'm always literally, I've never been single, bro. Literally. Like, I haven't been single ever. I don't do single, okay? I fully admit that some people are like, "Oh, being single is so empowering. You get to know yourself." I hated being single. I hated it. I don't do single. No, I'm way too codependent, honestly. I'm way too codependent. Like I need to either be married or I need to be living with my sisters. Like I can't be alone is the thing. No, but for real though, Johan, like this is real shit. Like I hate it too. And I'm sure that there are some people that could relate to this, but when I was married, my first husband, there were times where like I really wanted to leave and be single. And I didn't because I felt like being single was more unbearable than being in a horrible relationship. Like I would rather stay in a relationship that was horrible and abusive than be single. That's how bad my next level my codependency is. But thankfully, I don't have to deal with that anymore. Thankfully, that's not the case. I have been married now to my husband for 2 years. We've been officially married, but I've been with him for about 9, and he's great. So I have a great husband now. I don't care if you're single. I have many lovers. Oh well, I don't share. I don't share. So I'm monogamous. And so somebody should go tell that to the conservatives who love to talk about monogamy and family values while they're all defending the Tate brothers today coming back to the US. Okay? That's what I love. That's what I love. See, I'm on the left, but I am monogamous and I am married to one man. And it's always been that way. I've always been monogamous. But now you have a bunch of so called Christian values, family values conservatives on here defending sex traffickers coming back to the United States and how awesome they are while they run around and brag about what like sex creeps they are. Cool story. Cool family values. Rare W. No, that's true. Okay, that's true. He's like, yeah, I'm not going to let him in Rare W. But I'm sure you saw following SDK that a bunch of conservatives are crying over it. They're mad that Ron DeSantis said that they couldn't come back. They're like, leave him alone. The Tate brothers are amazing. It's so pathetic. It's so pathetic. It's like, I'm sorry, you don't get it. To me, it just outs the whole grift. It outs the whole lie. You don't get to say you're a fucking Christian or a conservative and then defend the Tate brothers. That's not a thing. That's not a thing. It's a joke. It really is. Yeah, so that's actually what I also wanted to talk about today was two things. One, make fun of their Epstein file thing because that's a joke. The way they released it is a joke. And yes, Jamon, he is. They are, yeah. And they were barred from coming back to the United States. And people are like, well, they should be able to come back to the United States because they're US citizens. Okay, sure, I'm fine with that. Let them come back to the United States and arrest them and let them stand trial here in the US. Yeah, those are the two things I want to talk about today. Yes, thank you. That's the other thing. I'm so sad, you guys. I still haven't been able to figure out how to make my sound go off. My there is a least sound on Twitch. No, but you know what's funny is that people my little sister has a blanket that she still carries around to this day, and she's a grown up. She's an adult. Thank you, old Bony Bird, for shouting this out. Old Bony Bird and Johan are my great mods. So everybody say hello to them in chat. And if you're not watching on Twitch, please go watch on Twitch. I would prefer that because yes, at the present, I am still fighting with YouTube. And they still have not given me my channel monetization back. So I would prefer not to give them the traffic. I am like still on YouTube. I'm still going to stream on YouTube, but I would prefer people watch on Twitch and on Rumble because Rumble is where I'll be doing the third hour of the show. Okay. Just like we did the other day. Which was fun because we watched some of the Al Jazeera documentaries about how the Israeli regime treats people in the occupied West Bank. All right, let me mix up my cream and then we can move back into the other room. Yeah, so I'm still fighting with them and I will still be fighting with them, okay? Right now I'm looking for a lawyer. Okay? So if you know anyone, I'm looking for a lawyer and I'm encouraging people to file FTC complaints. Everybody should be filing an FTC complaint. There was a tweet the other day from the new FTC chair that said that they're going to be taking on big tech. And I'm very glad for that. So in his tweet, he's like, if you know that there's big tech censorship, file a complaint with the FTC. So I'm encouraging everybody, so please do if you haven't already, to file a complaint against YouTube through the FTC website. I'll show you guys the link. But people should, because the more that people do, the more likely it is that they will get a full investigation. And that is what I want. I want them to be investigated, YouTube to be investigated for their practices. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I actually did ask the state bar for lawyers. They haven't gotten back to me yet. Although I did hear from a couple of people on Twitter, so I'm following up with that. Basically, I've told you guys this before, but I'm attacking it through all angles. I'm going to continue to call on YouTube themselves to give me back my channel monetization, and not just mine, all the people that they did this to for talking about Palestine. So I'm going to continue to directly, I'm basically approaching it from various angles. I'm going to be continuing to call on YouTube directly to reinstate my monetization as well as those other channels that they targeted. And then I'm continuing to look for a lawyer, somebody who would work pro bono. And then I'm also going to be trying to get an investigation through the FTC, get the FTC to investigate YouTube and their biased and unfair practices and censorship, and then also contact and continue to call on lawmakers to get a hearing on Capitol Hill. I want a hearing on Capitol Hill. I want a hearing into YouTube. All those angles, all those angles. Yes, and if you're not already following me on Rumble, please do, because that's where I'll be doing the last hour of this show today, of this stream. Yeah. Also, it's not unprecedented, okay? A lot of times people will be like, oh, well, YouTube is a big conglomerate, and so you can't really go after them. It's like, first of all, no one's even trying. How are you going to know if you're going to like win something if you don't even try? People never even try. They just accept it. People get targeted by YouTube unfairly and they just accept it. Okay? It's about not accepting it. Number two, somebody also told me about how it's really not unprecedented because there was a guy, he was one of the like COVID truthers that actually successfully sued Twitter for kicking him off. Yeah. So it's about not giving up, and I'm not going to give up. Not until they give me my channel monetization back, not until they give the monetization back of other people. And honestly, I want them to change their rules. First of all, they should have to compensate everybody that they've hurt through this. And also, like, I want them to change and update their rules. You either make it fair for everybody or you should point out that you're not. Like, that needs to be clear. You either need to make it fair and transparent and have the rules apply to everyone, or put it in your community guidelines that you will specifically target certain people or that certain things are not allowed to be talked about, and make that super clear so people know. Yeah. So again, it's one of those things where, yes, thank you, Johan, where I'm not giving up. I'm just accepting that it's going to be a fight and probably a long one. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I told you guys, I'm making that part of my personality in 2025. Who subbed? Thank you. But I didn't see, I still didn't get the funny notification. This is so annoying. Are you guys even getting the photo? When I made it the notification on my Twitch, are you guys even getting the the photo or even the sound? What? Okay, when you subbed, did you sub through Amazon or when you subbed, did you get like a sound notification or like a banner? But I did set it up. I set it up on stream with you guys. No, I did. I set it up on stream. Ah, ah. It's supposed to have a banner and a sound. What the fuck? Wait, there was a banner, but was it the There's Elise guy? That's who it's supposed to be. You guys, this is so annoying because I tried to fix it after the stream the other night. I tried to fix it myself. Ooh, you know what sounds good? Don't you hate when you make something good and then you can never make it good again? I one time made like a really, really good fresh lemonade. Like it was like a very, very fresh mint lemonade, and I could never figure out how to make it again like that. Okay. All right, how do I... Yeah. You guys want to say hi to Eggy? Hi, say hi, Suge Knight. why you agree? Come here, Ham. Ham, chicken. Yes, that's what I'm saying. My dog loves this blanket because it's heated too. He loves it. Ham shaking. Okay. All right, let me get my light on. Come here, ham shaking. No, you want to lay near me, shaking. Wait, sorry guys. Hold on. I was trying to get him to lay with me on the ground. So, I don't know how people do this. I know. Okay, yeah, we are going to talk about that. Sorry, guys. I'm just chit-chatting a little bit before we get started here. We are going to talk about the Epstein files. And we're going to talk about what was the other thing that I put in stream? The Epstein file. Oh, the Tate brothers. Yeah. Kind of related, I guess, a little bit. Why agree? Hey. Yikes. All right. Let's see. Oh, wait, no. Is this the... Sorry, guys. Yes. Yes. I also noticed that YouTube has been messing with my views lately and my subs on YouTube. It's like, listen, I still want people to sub on there because I fully intend on getting it back. And oh, that's what we need. We need a candle. Yes. Yeah, I still want people to sub on there because I fully intend on getting it back. And like I said, it's a multi-pronged strategy I'm after. I want hearings on Capitol Hill. I want to possibly sue them. I want to file FTC complaints so that the FTC will investigate them. And I want to continue to call them out publicly. Does anybody know why Sneeko was banned? I'm like one of the people that didn't know who Sneeko was until only like a year ago. But I guess he's been a content creator for like a really, really long time. Like he's been a content creator for like over 10 years. And he got banned from YouTube, I guess, a couple years ago. But what was he banned for? Does anybody know? What a weird question. Are you gonna have a baby? What does that have to do with anything? Strange question. Also, no. No, there's nothing that sounds worse to me than being pregnant. Yeah, that's such a weird thing to say, to ask. Especially since it has nothing like, I wouldn't even be offended if, like, we were talking about kids and, like, family but it's so random because, like, we're not even talking about that. And no, I don't. I've never wanted to, have kids, especially because the thought of being pregnant is, like, horrifying to me. Like, actually terrifying. Like, the thought of it is, like, horrible. Like, just thinking about the idea of being pregnant is giving me anxiety. Yeah, guys, just because you're married doesn't mean you have to have kids. Also, I already have them. Yes, my pronouns are they, them. Also, even if I ever like wanted to have kids, like if I ever decided I wanted to, I still wouldn't want to be pregnant. I'd want to find some other way to make that happen because I literally don't ever want to be pregnant. Never. 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 One of my sisters had a really, really rough pregnancy. Yeah, I also have a lot of nieces and a nephew who I love very much. Like it's not like I don't have like kids and stuff in my family. But my sister was pregnant and uh what do I think about adoption? Honestly, I am not a huge fan and I don't mean that to be a hater. I know that people, adoption can be a great thing for some people, but like genuinely, I never meet anybody who is adopted that isn't so like doesn't hate their adopted family. Like also I have issues with it because my mom was adopted and it really fucked her up and she never let it go. Like she never let it go. She was always talking about. So like it's kind of a lose-lose because the kid is probably going to grow up to hate you anyway. So why'd you even bother? And you're never really going to be their parent and they're always going to want their real parent. So even if like you're the best adoptive parent, the kid's still not going to like you. And like my mom, at least in my personal experience, like never, it didn't matter what her parents did. She was fucked up and she never stopped talking about the fact that her mom abandoned her, which I get. I'm not saying it's like really traumatic to be adopted, but because of that experience, I'm like, ugh, I would not want to adopt. Like 90% chance the kid would grow up and hate me anyway. So I don't mean to make light of it though. I know adoption is very traumatic for a lot of people. And I think it was traumatic for my mom too. But I don't know. I'm really resentful toward my mom, so maybe some of that's coming out. Um, yeah, see, this is what I hear. This is the other reason why I'm not in favor of it. You never hear good stories about adoption. It literally never. When do you ever hear somebody being like, I was adopted and it was great and I love my adopted parents? Isn't it funny that whenever people say escape the matrix, it's always a way to defend right-wing crepes? Like the matrix, I think that the matrix is real, that there's truth to that, that we live in this crazy like paradigm. But if you notice whenever conservatives say it, they always say it in a way to somehow defend right-wing crepes and only criticize Democrats. Like I'll criticize Democrats all fucking day. Anybody who watches my content knows that I do regularly. But you'll notice that all the people that are talking about escaping the matrix always do so while conveniently only criticizing Democrats and defending sex creep conservatives. Okay. No, no, no. Sorry. I don't. Maybe I came across too harsh. I wasn't trying to be too harsh. I was just saying, like, it's something that I always notice. And, like, you should question it too. Why is it that the escaping the matrix to conservatives, anyway, always just means Democrats are bad and conservatives are victims. Little sus and very convenient for the conservatives. Yes, thank you for that reminder, Johan. Be respectful and chat to other people unless they're coming in here to defend the Israeli regime, and then we'll just kick them out. He hasn't come back yet. Anyway, in any event, I feel like I feel better today than I did yesterday. Yesterday I was having like the worst hypochondria episode. Like it was so bad. It was so bad. So I definitely feel better today than I did yesterday. Yesterday was rough. Yes, I did see this, Johan. It really was particularly disgusting. It was. The one thing that made me feel slightly better about it was that I actually signed up for Truth Social just so I could read the comments. I've never had Truth Social. Why would I be on Truth Social? It's just a bunch of Trump MAGA people. So, which is basically Twitter now. Twitter is basically just Trump MAGA people now. So, but I went on there because I wanted to see the comments on that video and I created an account. And I was actually a little heartened. I was a little heartened because that video was so disgusting and so vile. And I thought, because MAGA loves to defend Trump no matter what and just say, oh, he's trolling, he's trolling. And of course, there was some of that. There was definitely some of that. But I was heartened to see that there were a lot of people that were in the comments, like horrified by it and condemning it. And obviously, the people on Truth Social are all MAGA people. So, like, I was a little, heartened by that. I was like, okay, good. Even some things are crossing the line, even for MAGA. So there was a lot of people being like, this is disgusting. It's disrespectful. It's blasphemous, which it is. Yeah, especially if you're a Christian, I don't care if you're MAGA or not. If you're a Christian and you see something like that, your antenna should go up immediately. Like they had like golden calves and shit in there. Like what? Yeah. So that was good. Usually, I think I was heartened by it because usually Trump supporters defend everything he does, no matter what. So to see even Trump supporters being like a little too far was heartening. Trump is surrounded by Zionists. Yeah, exactly. So he probably thought that was going to play well because that's who he surrounded himself with. I love your content. Thank you. Thank you. I work very hard on it. 24/7. I'm always making content. And that's why it's your support that makes this possible. Here's where I'm going to shout out my Patreon. Sorry, you guys, my allergies are really bad today. You can become a member and support my work on Ko-Fi or on Patreon. You can follow me. And follow me on all the socials, but you can support my work by becoming a paid member on Patreon or Venmo, which is just monthly support of like tiers, whatever you pick, to support my work. Or you can also send for like one-time donations or one-time support. You can either send me money directly through Cash App or Venmo, or you can send me tips through things like on Twitch, I guess it's bits, cheers or bits, and on Rumble, which I will be streaming the last hour of this show on, this podcast, this stream, whatever. you can send tips through Rumble Rants. So thank you in advance. And with that, this would now, I think, be a good time to start making fun of the Andrew Tate thing. I actually did see this about Anna Paulina Luna, that like basically she changed her last name to appear like she was more Latina. Sus. Ramadan is in a few days. How do you say happy Ramadan? Is it Ramadan Mubarak? What is that? How do you say that? What does that mean? Happy Ramadan? Like, what do you say? Do you just say happy Ramadan? Merry Ramadan? Ramadan Kareem? Is that what Ramadan Kareem? Okay, Ramadan Kareem, everybody. What does Ramadan Mubarak then mean? I've heard people say that. What is okay, but what is Eid Mubarak. Okay. Got it. Got it. Maybe that's where I heard it. Eid Mubarak. Can someone tell me what is the difference between Ramadan and Eid? Ramadan Kareem, everyone. Yeah. Okay, but what is that? Eid Mubarak means have a blessed Eid. What's the difference though between Ramadan and Eid? Hamas. Ramadan is the holiest month for Muslims, while Eid is the festival. Oh, Eid is when Ramadan is finished. Oh, okay. Ramadan is the whole month. Is Ramadan always the month of March? Eid is like Easter or Thanksgiving. Okay. Ramadan is the holy month of fasting. Okay, but what month is it? Is it March or is it just like a random month? Not always. Ramadan follows the lunar calendar. The lunar calendar. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm learning so much, folks. Interesting. It comes every 355 days. Oh, okay. Okay. Cool. Yeah, it's very frustrating to me that I still haven't figured out how to put the notifications on Twitch. I tried. Why? Why is it so hard? Okay. All right, hold on. Let me pull up. Oh, would you look at that? All these same people that have been saying that the Epstein files were released, are now acknowledging that not all of them have been released. Okay. This is one of the hacks that they gave the files to in a binder. And he said, oh, it's the most transparent administration in history. And said that they were all released. Now he's acknowledging they all have not been released. AG Pam Bondi recently learned that thousands of files are being secretly held. Okay, bullshit. She's demanded they get delivered by 8 a.m. tomorrow. You know what this is? This is them attempting to pretend like they're demanding transparency and they're demanding all the files, when in actuality, Bondi and all the other people in the administration are still trying to protect them from having to release them. Bondi doesn't want them all released. Trump does not want them all released. This is fake pretend transparency, folks. Is there like a this is so embarrassing. Hmm. Where did it go? I thought there was a video. That's where I was looking for, or that's what I was looking for. Um, this is a joke. They really want us to believe that this is okay. So this is them too. Okay, so this hack literally writes earlier. I've been informed that every word of the Epstein files in this binder will be released in full today. We cannot control the exact time, but it's happening. The Trump administration is the most transparent in our lifetimes. Okay, so you just said that it was basically everything, and they're the most transparent place in our lifetimes, administration in our lifetimes. And then 5 minutes later, you acknowledge that there are more files that have not been released. 5 minutes later, you're acknowledging that there are more files that we haven't seen. Clown shoes. Clown shoes. And I love how we're supposed to believe that it's transparent and that we're getting the full story when they gave them to Chaya Reichik. They basically gave them to a bunch of Zionist influencers. And we're supposed to believe that the Zionists that are connected to the Israeli regime are going to be transparent about the Epstein files. Epstein, who was allegedly an asset of Mossad. We're supposed to believe that they're being transparent and we're going to get all of them. Right. Right. Sure, Jan. Sure, Jan. Like, seriously, this is a joke. Hmm. So I wish there was an audio for this of Bill Burr dunking on Ben Shapiro. Why does it seem like Ben Shapiro's eyebrows are growing? Like they keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Also, why isn't it showing that the people are talking about the Epstein files? This is stuff. Why isn't this in like the trending section? Oh, wait, yeah, it is. Just kidding. Whoops. All right, I stand corrected. It is. It's number one in trending. Yeah, instead of just releasing all the Epstein files to the public at once, the Trump White House decided to give phase one of the files to a handpicked group of influencers who are favorable to them. This is not transparency. This is a PR event. Exactly. Exactly. This is reminding me of when, first of all, you should know, like, I don't care who you are. If anyone does releases like this, it's a scam. If you're really just going to release it, do it the way that like WikiLeaks did, where they basically just dumped all of it online. Like that's what you would do if you really cared about transparency. You would just dump all of them online. To give them carefully crafted in a PR event, in a phase one, to a bunch of Zionist right-wing influencers who are specifically there to do propaganda for the Trump administration. Why wouldn't you give them, first of all, why, if you were going to give them to a set of people, why wouldn't you give them to like a neutral party if you really cared about transparency? Yeah, if you really cared about transparency, you would just dump all of them online. Or if you were going to give them to somebody, you would give them to people who don't have a bias. But we're supposed to believe that we can rely on this information as it's given to a select group of right-wing Zionist influencers that are closely tied to the Trump administration, who are favorable to him and protecting him and the Israeli regime. That's what we're supposed to believe. Okay. Sure, Jan. And the thing is too is that if the right wingers were honest, they would acknowledge what a joke this is. If they were honest and they weren't just simps and shills, because if the shoe were on the other foot and we had the Epstein files going to be released from the Biden administration, and it was carefully crafted in a binder, selectively given to like Harry Sisson and the Pod Save Bros. Does anyone really believe that anyone on the right would take that seriously? Yeah, no, no, no one believes that. Charlie, no, yeah, I don't know what you guys are talking about here. I missed that, but yeah, absolutely, he would not. Are you kidding me? We would fucking skewer his ass. Thank you, theater. Yeah, it really is bad. It really is bad. It's not even good PR. It's not even like, seriously, I want you guys to just imagine that for a second. If this had happened under the Biden administration and it was given to a bunch of like liberal blue MAGA influencers to parade around, do you think anybody on the right would take that seriously? Of course they wouldn't. And honestly, they'd be right not to. Nobody should take seriously something that is crafted and selectively handed out by a bunch of influencers that are sympathetic and working with the administration that's releasing them. Like, are we gonna, do we not care about conflicts of interest anymore, folks? Whatever happened to conflicts of interest? Whatever happened to what happened? What happened to conflicts of interest? Because you shouldn't be releasing something like that with people who have a conflict of interest. Why the fuck didn't you just leak it online? Just not even leak. Dump the whole thing online. Put it all online like WikiLeaks did. This is a joke. And know how you know who you should take seriously and who you should not take seriously by who defends it. Like literally, like know who you should take seriously and who you shouldn't take seriously by who defends this rollout, because this is a joke. I was hoping there was like a video synopsis of it. Of course Charlie Kirk is saying that. No, literally, of course Charlie Kirk is defending it. Of course. Charlie Kirk is Mossad. Seriously. Like all this guy does is shill for the administration and the Israeli regime. Yeah, this is all bullshit. It's all PR nonsense. Wait. Do you guys send me any links to look at? Make sure that they're maybe uh unless you want to send me, if you want to send me something a little bit more controversial, uh you can send it to me once we transfer over to Rumble. Once we go to Rumble, but like you got to make sure it's at least uh not too controversial when we're doing it on Twitch and YouTube. And you'll notice that a lot of the hacks on Twitter that are talking about the Epstein files are praising it as being transparent when it's clearly not. Yeah, this is a good point. They gave the Epstein files to associates of people named in the Epstein files. Here's Mike Cernovich with Alan Dershowitz. Like, be serious. Be serious. This is a joke. Yeah, this is also another reminder that Chaya Raichik just pretends to care about groomers while defending and protecting them. Chaya Raichik is such a hack. She's such a hack. She pretends to care about kids and pretends to care about groomers when, like, all she does is protect them. She's protecting the ones in the Epstein files. She's protecting the ones in the Trump administration. She had nothing to say when it came out that somebody who worked for the Daily Wire was literally arrested. Was literally arrested for this, for being a groomer. I don't know why I just saw this. Somebody I can't get over the fact that sorry, this is totally unrelated, but that Andrew Cuomo is gonna run for governor or for mayor. Like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Yeah, this is the files that they're cheering the transparency over, guys. But, like, seriously, like, this is a joke. LOL. She's like the head of the quote unquote Epstein task force. She said, I nor the task force were given or reviewed the Epstein documents being released today. A New York Post story just revealed that the documents are simply Epstein's phone book. This is not what we or the American people asked for, and it's a complete disappointment. Get us the information we asked for. What's so embarrassing then is it just shows you then that all the MAGA people celebrating this are just such hacks. Well. Ehud Barak met with Jeffrey Epstein dozens of times and flew on his private plane. So this is, guys, how you know. Like, this is just a little lesson in media literacy, okay? You know, uh, that anybody celebrating this is just a hack. They're just a hack. Because even though, they're just a hack because even though, and it shows because, I thought I already followed the New York Post. The New York Post is a bullshit right wing Zionist rag, but follow does not mean endorse. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, this is a joke. It's like also it shows you that they're not anyone celebrating this, celebrating the release of this. We'll watch this in a second. But anybody celebrating the release of this, and this is the just like really quick, the lesson in media literacy, you'll know is a phony because anybody who, or just a partisan hack, because anybody who is actually paying attention to what's happening knows that they didn't release shit. They didn't release shit. It's just a photo op. It's just a photo op. So when you see people like DC Drano and Charlie Kirk and all these other right-wing influencers celebrating this, you know that they're just lying. They're just fake. They're just propagandists. Because if they were genuine in their beliefs, genuine even in their far right beliefs, genuine in their beliefs in Trumpism and MAGA and the right wing, if they were genuine in their beliefs, they'd be furious about this. Like, they would be furious about this because it's not anything that was promised. It's not anything that was promised. So the people cheering it, you know, are just phonies and you can't trust them with anything. Even if you're on the right, you can't trust them with anything because they've shown themselves to be hacks. There are people, even though I think right-wingers are crazy, there are people on the right wing or in the right wing that are genuine about their crazy beliefs. But people like Charlie Kirk, Alex Jones, all those people, you can tell that they're not genuine about their beliefs because they cheerlead anything no matter what. You can tell that they're just partisan hacks because even things they should be mad about, they defend. All right, I'm going to heat up really quick.
Feels inauthentic. A group of independent journalists have just been spotted outside.
LOL, independent journalists. These people are not journalists. They're literally not journalists. So clearly this is a right-winger right out the gate, clearly, because yeah, this is not journalism. These people are not Chaya Raichik was literally just a random psycho, bigoted, transphobe Zionist who became well known because she would clip people on TikTok and harass them and dox them. That's not journalism, brah. And DC Drano is just a right-wing propagandist. Journalist Lamau. LOL.
At the White House, all holding binders that say Epstein file phase 1. Smiling, laughing. Looks like they all got some merch. Some more merch down here. Just merch. Is that Libs of TikTok? I know that's DC Drano. Just all the smiles. Jeffrey Epstein was accused of raping and trafficking children. And in the comments, somebody stated, turning something so repulsive into entertainment is nearly as offensive as the actions themselves. I don't understand why they believe we need this outrageous influencers between the general public and the actual events, names, and facts. And I honestly could not agree more. In between the videos and the texts and the court documents outlining what him and Ghislaine Maxwell did to those girls, to those kids, I feel like this should be a little more somber. Maybe not. Maybe this is all entertainment. I don't know. I'm kind of grossed out, to be honest. Don't need all the theatrics. We don't need it. We don't need all that. The whole thing has been really disheartening. And not just...
Yeah, that's the other thing too. That should tell you all that you should never trust anything that Chaya Raichik says, because this bitch built her whole vibe on I care about children and I care about grooming and I care about protecting people. Why is she laughing and smiling for the cameras when this is supposed to be the release of information that abused young girls, that ruined people's lives? Like, and you're smiling and you're giddy? She's a piece of shit. Also, yeah, again, it just goes to show you that nothing about this is transparent, because if you were genuinely transparent, you would not need a buffer between the people, us, the American public, and the files. Just let them see it, bro. Just let us see it. Just put it online. People can figure it out for themselves. We don't need right-wing hack. Sorry. We don't need right-wing hack influencers to get in between us and the documents. People are actually, there are a lot of people online that are really good about online sleuthing. You know what I mean? There are a lot of people that are just really good about it, really good about online sleuthing, just regular everyday people. Put it online and just let us see it. I'll remind everybody that somebody who actually defended Epstein in court worked in the first Trump administration. I think his name was Alex Azar, if I'm remembering correctly.
just for me, but for a lot of the OG conspiracy. I mean, there are conspiracy theorists that came long before I did that have just been waiting on this information and wanting all of this just to have it hijacked for some theatrical performance. And that's disheartening to those girls. I honestly could not agree more. In between the video names and facts, and
Oh, this was just some random person commenting on it. Okay.
And wanting all of this just to have it hijacked for some theatrical performance. And that's disheartening to say the least. I'm really struggling with that. I don't know what to do with that. I mean, we worked had many videos taken down, many accounts taken down across platforms, YouTube, I mean, Instagram, TikTok, trying to put information out. And I just don't think it needs the theatrics. I don't know why it just can't be put out. And I don't know why it needs to be done in phases. Like, I don't understand why you're going to drag this out the way that you are. This whole thing has been super disappointing. A little infuriating. It feels yucky. I don't know. Feels inauthentic. And I wish that I could just fake it and be like, breaking news, look at these guys. They've got there and they're headed out there and they're going to tell them. I wish I could do that. But even like faking do it, I can't. Because it feels like I get a thing and I can't do it.
What this woman is experiencing is just like she's, at least the one thing I'll say, because clearly this woman is a right-winger, but the one thing I'll say is that at least she is being honest about experiencing what it is, which is she's being grossed out by what they're doing, because what they're doing is gross. And she's trying to reconcile the feelings of genuine disgust that that she's feeling with who she believes to be trustworthy. So she's probably a Trump supporter. She probably is believed that the right wing was on the right path and all these right wingers in the administration were coming to save the day. And she's struggling, you can see, to reconcile the fact that she believed that and it's not true. You can kind of see her going through it.
It feels inauthentic. I wish I could believe it. I wish I could believe that this was, but I can't, because I don't. Such a bummer. Shoot. A group of independent journalists have just been spotted outside the White House, all holding binders that say Epstein file phase 1. Smiling, laughing. Looks like they all got some merch. Some more merch down here. Just merch. Is that libs of TikTok? I know that's DC Drano. Just all the smiles. Jeffrey Epstein was accused of raping and trafficking children. And in the comments, somebody stated, turning something so repulsive into entertainment is nearly as offensive as the actions themselves. I don't understand why they believe we need this outrageous influencers between the general public and the actual events, names, and facts. And
yeah, it's crazy. This is insane. It says they literally hid everything that implicated Mossad's connection in the Jeffrey Epstein case. Yeah, it's all redacted. Wow. Libs of TikTok, a pro-Israel influencer, is at the White House to celebrate the upcoming release of the Epstein files, an Israeli intelligence asset. I'm thinking this will be less than full disclosure. Totally. Yeah, this is a joke. Actually, whoever this person is, just a thought. This is correct. This is actually correct. We won't receive a complete unedited Epstein list tomorrow because if we did, DC would collapse, companies would crash, Hollywood would implode, the royals would fall apart, and TV would go black. The 3-letter agencies would be dismantled, and these apps would be removed. Yeah. Yeah. Correct. Who is this? Because they follow me, anti-establishment peasant seeking another anti-established. Okay, yeah, that sounds like something I'd be into. Okay, yeah, sure. Seeking other anti-establishment peasants to organize the revolution. Yeah, sounds cool to me. Sounds like somebody I could get down with. Yeah, I actually this person wrote, join me in freeing yourself from 572 of the dumbest verifiable false tweets you didn't ask for every single day. And then she has a picture blocking Elon Musk, which actually is funny because I didn't block him, but I muted him. So like I never see his tweets anymore because I was so tired of seeing that shit pushed in my Twitter. Like I was so tired of it. Like he has the website like rigged in a way where like you are forced to see his tweets constantly. And I'm like, I couldn't deal with it anymore. I had to mute him. I've actually enjoyed the site a lot more since I muted him and muted the other right-wing accounts that they constantly push. Like they always are pushing like cat turd and like trying to like force that stuff in your algorithm. So I just muted all of them. Wait, did it work? I just saw somebody say, there is a list. There is a list. Did somebody get it to work?
In this room, there is a list. This list, in Arabic, this list says we are in an operation. The operation against Israel started in the 7th of October. This is a Guardian list where every terrorist writes his name and every terrorist has his own shift guarding the people that were here.
His own shift. All right, one more time. One more time.
In this room, there is a list. This list, in Arabic, this list says we are in an operation.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Shift. Yes, I know. I love it so much. It's actually upsetting me that it's not working on Twitch. Like anytime somebody subs on Twitch or even like any of that, it's supposed to make the sound. It's not doing it. It's very upsetting. Yeah, so I guess in conclusion, I guess for the Epstein list thing, we're not getting it. I guess. Like in conclusion, yeah. Yes, I know. I want that on a soundboard. I want that on a soundboard. Do you know that you guys can that they make soundboards that you can put your own sounds on? Did you know that? Matt Lieb actually told me about it. Oh, I wish I could remember the name of it. Oh, I forget the name. Okay, I forget the name, but Maybe I did say for later. Hold on. All right, I don't know what happened to it, but there was I thought I saved it. I guess I didn't. There was a like soundboard, like a digital soundboard that Matt Lieb told me about that he was using the last time I was on Bad Hasbara. You know what? I don't know if he ever released that. I was on their show, but I was on like their Patreon. Okay, I don't know where it went. I never saw it. I was on Bad Hasbara, but I was on their like I was on there. It was like the Patreon only version or the patrons only version. So I was on there, but in that episode, he told me what he used, like what kind of soundboard he used, and it was a really really funny soundboard. And you could put like your own, you know, whatever, like it was like a digital soundboard. You could put like anything on. I really want one. I want one really bad. I thought maybe I saved it. I thought I did, but I guess I did not. Yeah, I guess I didn't. That's really annoying. This is the one that I keep seeing when I'm searching it. Mauno? But that doesn't sound familiar. It doesn't sound like this brand that keeps coming up when I search it does not sound familiar. Huh. Anyway, I want one of those. And yes, I would put that there is a list. You know what I also thought was so funny that I kind of forgot about was it happened a while ago, so most people probably have either not heard it or they forgot about it too. Oh yeah, they're doing a comedy show for Palestine soon. Again, they've done a few in LA. But sound that I used to want to have on my soundboard because I thought it was so funny was, does anybody remember the like drunk woman that was like testifying in the fake trial with Rudy Giuliani about the election being stolen? She was like that crazy blonde woman who like went there to like testify. And she was like, I've got so much documentation. And she like legit looked drunk and she's like, dead yow. Like that was like the line that I loved so much and I thought was so funny. And I kept saying it and listening to it, dead yow. I don't know if I could find that. This?
I'd say that poll book is off by over 100,000. That poll book. Why don't you look at the registered voters on there?
So my question then is, if the
Guess how many? Wait, what about the turnout rate? 120%.
Let's let Representative Johnson ask his question.
so my question is, why we're not seeing that's not the
What's
case.
something crazy to it?
That's not the
What
case.
did you guys do? Take it and do something crazy to it?
Should I do something crazy to it? Oh, when did she say did you?
That's not the case.
120%. What about
My question.
that poll book?
That
I'd say that poll book is completely off.
Multiple times.
Completely off.
Off by
that poll-
30,000.
I'd say that poll book is off by over 100,000. That poll book. Why don't you look at the registered voters on there?
So my question then is, if the
Guess how many? Wait,
Oh man.
Trump promised to bring down prices, but all we got is chaos. Josh Gottheimer's the Democrat for governor with a plan to make Jersey affordable.
I'm the
Oh my
only candidate
gosh.
for governor with a detailed plan
No.
to cut your taxes.
Josh Gottheimer,
Nope.
lower taxes, lower costs for Jersey.
No.
Hot Karen. I'm a mom.
First of all, Josh Gottheimer, that was offensive even having to sit through that. Josh Gottheimer is such a hack. He's such a hack. He may as well be a Republican. He's an AIPAC shill. He's a shill for the Israeli regime. He's a shill for AIPAC. Why he's even a Democrat, I don't know. Like, he's such a fucking hack. Oh my gosh. What's going on here is I'm trying to find, we were talking about soundboards, and I was talking about how I used to want to put this woman on my soundboard when I eventually get one, because I loved when she's like, did you? But I don't know where in the testimony she says it. I'm looking for it. Sorry, I'm looking for it. I need to find it.
I'm campaign.
Oh, anyway.
Where is the whole thing? I want to see the whole thing. Full testimony.
There were approximately 22 to 20. At that point, I was just really frustrated and upset. I could tell they referred to it as the. He got back. I said, "Where were you? Where'd you go?"
Okay, I don't know where it is, but
What takes 7 minutes to cook has up to 22 grams of protein, only 6 grams of net carbs.
Oh, while we're talking about things that are disgusting, I tried this. It was honestly one of the worst things I've ever tried. Like, genuinely. It was one of the worst foods, because I love Rama. I love Rama. It's like my favorite food, my favorite comfort food. And I was like trying to find like a healthier version of it, because I know it's not good for you and I love it and it's my fave. It was so disgusting. It was so vile that I couldn't even finish it.
And is 100% plant-based.
Sorry.
Hey, I'm Kevin from Image.
Hot Karen. I'm a mother. I have 2 children,
I hate to be a hater, but
and I called the FBI. I know for a fact there was a leak. Sure, her and her.
He'd be disciplined for that.
Extra in Borat 2.
bro, how come no one just has the video?
Michigan is getting lots of its.
Ugh, never mind. Can never find anything on here. All I wanted was the did you? Because she actually says it. It's so good. No, unfortunately, it's not. Also, I can't even find the whole video. All these videos are like recaps of it. I don't even have like the full video. Melissa Carone. Who else talked about it that I feel like I saw it on? Was it on Late Night with Stephen Colbert? I think he might have showed the clip. What's up with the searches? Why does the search suck? Like I'm specifically searching this woman and they're showing me shit from like yesterday. Like, why does the search suck? Why is it showing me things from yesterday when I searched something from 4 years ago?
Right. Well, listen, starting to steal the. Did you take the books to a fancy hotel room, order some strawberries and champagne, give it a little back rub, and then do something crazy to it? Kind of.
Wait, this might be it.
I'll wait.
Off. Completely off.
Off by
That
30,000?
I'd say that poll book is off by over 100,000.
She concluded her testimony by saying, I would like to speak to America's manager after they burned down the stadium. But now I'm not scared about it or angry about it. I'm just when he appeared in front of a Michigan House Oversight Committee hearing. Yes, he finally got someone official to take him seriously, and he blew it. Literally. Because
oh, I don't know if I can play this. Yeah, because it's Stephen Colbert's show. I don't know. Well, this is from Michigan TV.
They didn't bother to interview a single witness.
landmark case leaking out of Rudy.
The poll book is completely 100,000.
She concluded her. Oh, wait. Raise Huevos Rancheros.
Registered voters on there. How many registered voters are on there? Do you even know the answer to that?
No, I guess I'm trying to get to the bottom of this here.
Zero. There's zero.
Anna, bro, Brenda.
Either wildly off or that they're
Wildly
filling
off.
in names.
It's wildly off, and dead people voted.
My question is, why we're not seeing the poll book off by 30,000 votes? That's not the
What did
case.
you guys do? Take it and do something crazy to it?
Did you take the? Well, according to.
If you hate constantly being swarmed by ads, you need to download Pi. It's a free Chrome extension that blocks ads on all your favorite sites. It even
Unassailable argument. For wrong, you go to. And if I. One point, Rudy Giuliani. It's a bad sign when Rudy.
Turnout rate, 120%.
It's a bad sign when Rudy Giuliani thinks you're going to us. That look, I know she's a fun character to play, but that doesn't mean you can just interrupt the monologue.
Excuse me.
Not like you.
Hey, what about the turnout rate? 120.
Unassailable argument. Somebody's little girl. Now, hotel room, order some strawberry.
My question is, why we're not seeing the poll book off by 30,000 votes?
I thought it was in here.
And do something crazy to it. Why don't you look at the registered voters on there? How many registered voters are on there? Do you even know the answer to that?
No, I guess I'm trying to get to the bottom of this here.
Zero. There's zero.
Congratulations.
I could have sworn that her saying "did ya" was in this clip. I could have sworn. Am I taking crazy pills?
Is either wildly off or that they're
Wildly
filling
off.
in names.
It's wildly off, and dead people voted.
My question is, why we're not seeing the poll book off by 30,000 votes? That's not the
What did
case.
you guys do? Take it and do something crazy to it?
I could have sworn.
I know what I saw, and I signed something saying that if I'm wrong, I can go to prison. Did you?
Unassailable argument.
That's it. It is in there. It is in there. That's what I was looking for. Thank you. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. Did you? That was it.
Did you?
Did you?
Unassailable argument.
Did you? Know what
Are
I
you saying
saw?
that they're filling in?
I know what I saw, and I signed something saying that if I'm wrong, I can go to prison. Did you?
Did you? Yeah, that was it. Sorry, guys. That took a while, but yes, that was what I was looking for. Did you? Oh, it's so funny. It's so funny. Did you? Did you? Yes. That was what I wanted to put on my board. That was what I wanted to put on my board. Oh, Fallout SDK, do you have a soundboard? Do you have a soundboard? I want to sound okay, guys. I want a soundboard that I can play while we're doing the stream. Yes, this is not an endorsement of Stephen Colbert, just to be clear. Not an endorsement. The reason why I went to this is because I was pretty sure, and it turned out to be true. I turned out to have the correct memory on this, that where I had seen that clip was from a clip on his show. Did you? Oh my gosh. Okay, I don't know if you're watching on stream, Ahmed, but somebody named Ahmed, I don't want to dox them or anything, or out their, not dox, out their name, just sent me $140. And that's amazing and way, like, incredibly generous. And thank you so much. Whoever you are, you know who you are. I don't know if you're on this stream right now, but Ahmed, if you are on this stream right now, thank you so much for that Venmo that you just sent me, with a very kind note that says, thank you for all you do. That is so sweet. Thank you so much, Ahmed. Yeah, no, totally. I did you? Yeah, literally like that. Did you? Yeah. Who has a soundboard? And if you do have a soundboard, do you have any recs? Because I want a soundboard that I can play on stream. Anybody got any recs? Did you? Ain't nobody got time for that. I know. I love that. That's a classic. That is a classic. I got bronchitis. I used to love TYT soundboard. TYT had the funniest soundboard and they stopped using it. Like, they never use it anymore. Your Twitch stream is ahead of YouTube. Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's the one thing that's annoying about Rumble. I noticed Rumble's really far behind the rest of them. You need to ask a producer. Ask Ariathome or someone like that. Who's Ariathome? Yes, the TYT used to have that on their soundboard. And it was so funny. That, like, why? I don't know why they got rid of it. It was so funny when they would use it.
If you gain weight from too much chow, I will never call you a cow. I respect you in cows. Don't use cow as an insult.
If you eat every single fig, I will never call you a pig. I respect you and pigs.
Don't use pig as an insult. Animals are innocent. Don't be speciesist. Never use the name of an animal as an insult for a human.
I like it.
Animals are innocent. Don't be speciesist. Never use the name of an animal as an insult for a human.
If you avoid thoughts that are deep, I will never call you a sheep. I respect you and sheep.
Don't use sheep as an insult.
If you get scared and your pulse quickens, I will never call you a chicken. I respect you and chickens.
Don't use chicken as an insult. Animals are innocent. Don't be speciesist. Never use the name of an animal as an insult for a human. Animals are innocent. Don't be speciesist. Never use the name of an animal as an insult for a human.
If you're disloyal and we have a spat, I will never call you a rat. I respect you and rats.
Don't use rat as an insult.
If you check out women while out for a jog, I will never call you a dog. I respect you and dogs.
Don't use dog as an insult.
If you complain that we're not rich, I will never call you a bitch. I respect you and female dogs.
Don't use bitch as an insult.
If you tell a lie and make my trust break, I will never call you a snake. I respect you and snakes.
Don't use snake as an insult. Animals are innocent. Don't be speciesist. Never use the name of an animal as an insult for a human. Animals are innocent. Don't be speciesist. Never use the name of an animal as an insult for a human. Animals are innocent. Don't be speciesist. Never use the name of an animal as an insult for a human. Animals are innocent. Don't be speciesist. Never use the name of an animal as an insult for a human.
The ending, though. Be kind, be vegan.
Your tomato plant.
I am not hitting on vegans either, okay? Vegans do great work. Oh my gosh, you know what that reminded me of? Did you guys see that Trader Joe's, which is like, I go to Trader Joe's all the time because it's affordable and supposedly healthier, is trying to like put some animal rights activists in jail. Did you guys hear about that? It was so crazy. Yeah, but I actually think the guy dancing in the background is quite hilarious. It's quite amazing, actually. Yeah, we talked about the Epstein files already. Basically, there's nothing to see here. There's nothing to see here. They didn't release anything. It's just a bunch of right-wing hacks basically claiming that the Trump administration is transparent and released the files, even though they didn't release the files and they're not being transparent. And yeah, like, they're not being transparent. They didn't release the files. So I don't know why everybody's cheering. Like, there's nothing else to talk about. Like, they literally didn't release it. It's just, again, it's a bunch of right-wing hacks and influencers and Zionists who basically got the files and are going to selectively release them. And they're not even all of them, because the person that's on the Epstein file list or whatever just acknowledged that, like, nothing happened. Like, they didn't get anything. So it's just them. It basically is a PR stunt. That's all it is. They didn't release shit. It's a PR stunt. Did anybody give me Rex on soundboards? But nonetheless, I still need to figure out how to do it from Twitch, because I thought I did, and it's still not working. Okay, alerts. Why isn't it showing me where my alerts are? Easy to use, lol. No, it ain't. Four of 10. Why isn't it showing me where my previous alerts are? Yeah, but I don't want to edit the alerts. I just want to look at them. Where are they? Good question. Why did they sell it to Elon Musk? Yeah. Interesting. Sus. Okay, why isn't it showing me my alerts that I already created? Am I crazy? Did I not save it? No, I did. I did save it. And I know I saved it, so why isn't it showing me that I have existing alerts? Easy to use. Shut up. This is pissing me off. This is really pissing me off. BT8 soundboard. Are you referring to... Oh, but it says that it's for PCs. I have a Mac. All right. Yeah, and I also don't want to buy anything I can't use because I used to do that. I used to be like, oh, like years ago, like when it came to especially things regarding music, I used to buy shit that I didn't know how to use. Then it would just sit there because I would meet people and they'd be like, yeah, in order to like make music at home or like anything you want to record, you have to buy this, and that. And so then I would buy these things that I didn't know how to use, that I didn't know how to operate, and they would just sit there and collect dust. I don't want to do that when it comes to podcasting. I do not. I don't want to be buying mics I don't know how to use. I don't want to be buying soundboards I don't know how to use. Like if I buy something, I want to make sure that I know how to use it. Whose songs are in Discord? Hmm. Uh... think. I think that, well, right now we're just chilling because the last hour of the stream is going to be on Rumble only. And that's what I'm going to talk about, the Tate brothers, because I feel like a lot of what not only I have to say about them is a little R-rated, but also I don't think that I can even show. I want to show some of their videos, and I'm pretty sure I cannot show any of their videos on YouTube or Twitch because they're way too R-rated. They're just too R-rated. So I'm going to do the Tate thing in the last part of the stream on Rumble.
Victims, 200. So we have well over 250 actually. So we have to make sure that their identity is protected and their personal information. But other than that, I think tomorrow, the personal information of victims. Other than that, I think tomorrow, Jesse, breaking news right now, you're going to see some Epstein information being released.
This is so cringe and sus because now she's claiming that the reason why it's SDNY that's holding it. Really? Now you're claiming SDNY is holding it? Please, please. So sauce. So sauce. And again, obviously you have to redact people's personal information or victims, but like just know that that's what the government always uses it as an excuse not to be transparent with the American people. They do the sources and methods routine where they just use people's personal information or sources and methods as an excuse not to show us what's really going on.
By my office.
What kind? Are we going to see who was on the flights? Are we going to see any evidence from what he recorded? Because he had all of his homes wired with recording devices.
Yeah, what you're going to see, hopefully tomorrow, is a lot of flight logs, a lot of names, a lot of information. But it's pretty sick what that man did.
Really? Because we're not seeing any of that. We're not seeing any of that. Where's the information? All they keep doing is they keep basically just like building it up. What is that meme or that movie where they keep going, it's coming, get ready for it, and they literally never do. They never release it. Get ready for it, guys. It's coming. What? When? Where? What? It's coming, guys. Oh my gosh, this is a joke. Hmm. LOL.
Monday, Notion, Calendly, and all of those other corporate time wasters, because this one tool works so much better. It's
lawmakers pressure Bondi.
Oh, this is what's really pissing me off is like, how is YouTube not fucking with me when like they keep putting ads when I have a premium account? I've had a premium account on YouTube for like 10 years because I really despise ads, and I've used YouTube Premium for like 10 years. And yet they keep putting the ads back on my channel, on my YouTube account, even when I'm just watching videos. Ridiculous. Sus. Wait, so did somebody send a soundboard link? Someone just said soundboards to check out. Where? Did somebody send a link? I ain't see it. Okay, that's weird. I didn't see any links. Anyway, let's make fun of this.
To release Epstein's client list. He's on Jesse Waters. Okay. Jesse is sitting down asking her the question that a lot of people want to be asked, and he actually does a great job. And here's the way Pam Bondi responds. Go for it.
You said last week that you have the Epstein files on your desk.
This is also how you know that like right-wingers are not really ever serious about the truth ever, because they are always like the media people are always on the side of the powerful instead of being adversarial to them. Like, why aren't all these people incredibly adversarial to the media? I mean, to the Trump administration. Like, you're supposed to be adversarial to power. And all of you guys, none of you are adversarial to them. You're all just taking their word for it. Ridiculous.
Ask is, when can we see them and what's taking so long to release them?
I do. Jesse, there are well over, this will make you sick, 200 victims, 200. So we have well over 250 actually. So we have to make sure that their identity is protected and their personal information. But other than that, I think tomorrow, the personal information of victims. Other than that, I think tomorrow, Jesse, breaking news right now, you're going to see some Epstein information being released by my office.
Hopefully.
What kind? Are we going to see who was on the flights? Are we going to see any evidence from what he recorded? Because he had all of his homes wired with recording devices.
What you're going to see, hopefully tomorrow, is a lot of flight logs, a lot of names, a lot of.
But not tomorrow. But not tomorrow. Once again, if they were serious about this, this should have just been completely released online. But instead, again, I get redacting the names of the victims, but they should have been working on that since Trump first got in office. Why are you just now redacting the names? They should have already been working on that since he got in office, and that should be the only thing redacted, and you should have let it out online. But instead, you gave it to a bunch of Zionist right-wing influencer hacks. She said it was going to be released tomorrow. She said it was going to be released tomorrow, but instead, you just gave it to a bunch of influencer hacks. Got it. Got it.
Information. But it's pretty sick.
That's another one I want for the soundboard guys. You know that really annoying guy, the date right stuff guy, and he's always like, got it. I want that too.
What that man did.
Okay. Well,
along with his co-defendant.
Absolutely. And he had help. That's for
He
sure.
sure did.
The co-defendant what's that? My humble opinion. Let me, because I want to hear myself a little bit louder because I can't. And if you're just a body language reading person, guys, do you believe, like, remember the vigor of how she was like, we're gonna get everybody. It kind of seems a little bit downplayed right now. Like, this list has been sitting there. By the way, I don't want to know the victims' names. I don't want to see any of the victims. I want the names of the people that flew to that pedophile island.
Exactly. Same. And I honestly think that, I know this guy's like a like right-wing conspiracy theorist or whatever, but I want to see, I think that most people feel that way, like regardless of like where they sit on the political spectrum. I think that most people feel that way. No one obviously wants to see the victims' names. Obviously, people who care about anything want the victims to be protected. But why didn't you already do that? Right? Why didn't you already redact their names? They should have been working on this on day one. They've been in office now for over a month. You didn't have people working on this? And also, yeah, again, it's weird how like low key she's playing it. And also the fact that, again, they said all this was going to happen. They said all of it was going to get released today, and then they didn't release all of it. And now, after her claiming on Jesse Waters' show last night that all of it was going to be released today, she puts out that statement early today saying, oh, actually, no, we don't have all of it. SDNY has it. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And guess what? In correlation, Tom, with the tapes that you guys have, the FBI, the attorney, guys, they have, the guy had truckloads of camera equipment and freaking videotape for years of everybody that was there. Again, I don't want to see any crazy stuff. I don't want to see if there is allegedly Bill Clinton or whoever, Bill Gates, in a room with underage people. Can you give us one person? And I'm not talking about it for selfish for me. What about the victims of those children, guys? Children, because sex trafficking, we just say it, you know, I'm not saying us. I'm saying the world's like, you go to Miami Airport, you go to Fort Lauderdale Airport, there's an announcement that's like, remember, be aware of sex trafficking. Like, it's a real problem. And all those kids that were there, Tom, those kids that were not only assaulted, they were doing massages, and who knows, maybe just killed and buried somewhere where nobody's gonna know. What about them? They need justice. I want one of these freaking demons to be in trouble, because I think it's gonna be a release of like this. Oh, so-and-so was on the plane and they went there. Okay, and what? I want to know who did what and who was in trouble, because we deserve one person to go to jail. Ghislaine Maxwell's rotting in prison for 20 years. What about the girls that she was pimping out? Where are the customers? If Tom's a kingpin drug dealer and we arrest Tom, where are the clients? Who'd you sell the drugs to? You know what I mean?
Tom, who'd you sell it to, Tom?
So I think Pat, from what the attitude was, and Cash Patel said day one, I just retweeted it again today. Today's day 4. No names, no nothing. I was going to be released day 1. We deserve it. The victims deserve it. And everybody that was on there needs to be held accountable, because to me, it almost.
Right, because he's like, remember how they do go, day 1, it's going to be released, day one. Where you at? Where you at? Where is it? Actually, speaking of this annoying ad that I shouldn't have gotten because I have YouTube Premium, has anybody ever tried Motion? I do need a better calendar and task manager than what I have. And I did not like Asana. So has anyone used that? Thoughts?
Seems like they read it and they're like, oh, shoot, maybe some of our friends are on there. That's the problem that I think, Tom. That's me.
I think that's exactly what the problem is.
Right, exactly. Because it's like that person said that I was talking about earlier on Twitter. The reality is that they're not going to release it, because if they really did release it in a way that was fair and just really just put the real information out there, it's likely that a bunch of shit would blow up. Like DC, and like that woman said, like DC, Hollywood, countries, like there would be so much implosion that would happen if they really actually let the truth out. And it's insane that Ghislaine Maxwell only got 20 years. How crazy.
I think the closer you get to actually doing something really big and really noble, the more nervous it gets. And you get big people have been sitting in the shadows and preparing themselves. I mean, this is like the situation with Diddy. Diddy has got a lot of people checkmated.
Yep.
And we heard the recording to his son where he was talking about the pizza boxes. People that I know reached out to me, hey, you know what those pizza boxes are? I said, yeah, I know. They're flat servers.
Yeah.
It's a flat server. And so he was, you know, the recording I'm talking about?
Of course.
So Diddy was telling, and by the way, what's on those flat servers? The recordings
of every room
at Diddy's place. And so, and by the way, who's on there? Everybody.
Yep.
So that's the problem. It ain't no party like a Diddy party. And basically, you got two people, you know, in LBJ, and you've got, you know, a certain gentleman who was walking around without a shirt in his underwear. And by the way, we know there's more than that. We know there's so much more than that. And there were some like very high-end people.
On the idea when he said there's no party like a Diddy party, and Adam said that's for sure.
Big Broadway is back. The Great Gatsby is a glamorous.
This is like actually pissing me off that they're putting ads on me. Yeah, somebody said, speaking of pizza boxes, the Tate brothers. Drew! Yeah. Yeah, we'll be talking about that soon. We're about to go into the 3rd hour after I finish this. I am now on Twitch, and I'm about to go on Rumble, where I am monetizing. People can send me super chats on Rumble when we switch over to Rumble. If you want to support me, I still haven't gotten my YouTube back yet.
Listen, I'm gonna come to your next time. Please finish your thoughts and stop interrupting yourself.
No. That's I'm with it, and I think what happens is
you're with it that there's no party like a Diddy party.
No. I'm with Vinny.
I was with Tom.
I got it.
What happens right now?
Yeah.
What we are seeing right now is the people that have the wealth and the connections are protecting each other, and right now they are in a picture this. There's 200 people in a circle, and they're all lifting their right.
Exactly, but none of the right wingers that seem to understand this when it comes to, like, I don't know, Diddy and the influence of the rich, they always pretend like Trump isn't a part of that. Like, Trump is a part of that. Trump is a part of that wealth circle of powerful people that are protected. That's why some of us said from day one that, thank you, Boney Bird. Yes, become a patron if you're able. Join Ko-Fi if you're able. One or the other. If you want to support me on a monthly basis and take it out of the hands of any of these platforms. Yeah, but Trump is definitely a part of that. And it's so embarrassing when people will be like, yeah, there's all these like rich people and powerful people that are like creeps and they protect each other. And then they act like Trump isn't a part of that. No, some of us said from day one that Trump was never going to be held accountable for anything he did. He was never going to go to jail. He was never going to, none of that was ever going to happen because he is an elite too. And they all protect each other. Yes, if you're not in the Discord, thank you, Boney Bird. Join the Discord too, the Discord server. Yeah, let's keep making fun of this. This is so cringe.
Right hand up, pointing a gun at the next guy's head, and it goes around in a circle. They call it this. This is not a racial statement. They call it a Mexican standoff. So we both die. You die. I die. We
Two
both
Mexican
die.
people are working in the production.
No, that's it. And that's
¿Qué su problema con mi gente mexicanos? Somos.
You could have made that point without targeting Mexico.
Next thing you know, you want to play Russian roulette, Tom, and
I'm going to upset those people in Doral.
We don't want to do that.
Make your point.
Next thing you're going to do a Jewish show.
That was just a
Ain't no party like a Diddy party because the Diddy party don't stop until the FBI shows up.
Yeah,
so the FBI shows up. But I think Vinny brings up a good point. People want to know what the hell was going on with this guy Epstein. I think they did a poll of who do you want.
Shut up. I don't even know this guy's annoying name, but this guy's a Zionist shill too. Okay. Every single time anybody has been on their podcast, which I've only seen clips of, where they talk about the genocide in Gaza, this shill is always sitting there doing propaganda for the Israeli regime. So yeah, I don't care what you have to say about Epstein or Diddy when like you won't even acknowledge that like they're Mossad. Okay.
The FBI, Kash Patel, and now our friend Dan Bongino to basically release. I think it was 9/11, JFK, MLK, aliens, Roswell, Epstein, and by far away, it was Epstein. People want to know what's going on. You know who I want to know? You know who I want to know about the Epstein? I don't really want to know about a guy who went one time. Whatever, you went one time. Who went 10 times? Who went 20?
I like how he tries to downplay somebody going once. He tries to downplay it. Like, oh, they only went once. No, that's bad. And you notice all the things that they have in common that he just named? Israel. All the things he just named.
I don't really want to know about a guy who went one time. Whatever, you went JFK, MLK, the FBI, Kash Patel, and now our friend Dan Bongino to basically release. I think it was 9/11, JFK, MLK, aliens, Roswell, Epstein, and by far away, it was Epstein. People want to know what's going on. You know who I want to know? You know who I want to know about the Epstein? I don't really want to know about a guy who went one time. Whatever, you went one time. Who went 10 times? Who went 20 times?
Like downplays?
Who was
like,
the most VIP frequent guest at Epstein Island? Because as you know, someone might be like, hey, we want to do a deal. Let's come on a plane. Okay, cool. You know, whoever it may be, you go one time, you go, yeah, I didn't really like the vibe there, and I never went again.
Yeah.
Who's got the lifetime membership that they're hanging out there nonstop? Yeah. And like, even not to make a joke, even at a Diddy party, because he's been in Miami, just to use this analogy, there's like, look at this house right here. There's a big difference of being on the lawn versus being in the
pause. Him going, oh, it's not a big deal if they did if they went once. It might have been a deal. No, once is enough. Once is enough. Why is he saying that? Is he trying to protect someone? Is he trying to protect someone? Because why is he saying that? Like, you think just because you go once that means that you didn't do anything wrong or you're off the hook? Sus.
gazebo versus being in the house or going upstairs into Diddy's bedroom. And that's how these kind of
What
things
was
work.
it like for you?
So upstairs in Diddy's bedroom, I had a great time with it.
Watching because
They all have cameras. So why do you feel the need to have to defend it and be like, I don't know, guys, maybe not? Well, there are cameras everywhere. So if you didn't do anything wrong, you have nothing to worry about, right?
FBI is listening.
That's true. But a lot of people, whether it's Epstein, whether it's Diddy, have been to parties where you're on the lawn, you get on the flight, whatever. There's a big difference when you're in the VIP of the shadiest people in the world.
But we're like,
so that's why I want to.
And here's the reality, Pat. We know, okay. Epstein did not kill himself in the prison. You interviewed the brother. The brother was like, "That's not my brother." There's ties with him with Mossad and recording people and leveraging people and all that stuff.
There's people that think he's still alive.
Well, his brother thinks so. Well, I mean, dude, if you did all that you did for them, guess what? They could do the old switcheroo, and then the cameras didn't work. The prisoner, the guards fell asleep.
It's like, how dumb do you think people are?
Well, not even dumb. The fact that we all know, but what are you gonna do? Whatever the media tells us, and then we're promised all the other stuff. MLK, JFK. We're not stupid, guys. There's no way Oswald did the shooting by himself. No way. I'm nasty at shooting. Okay, I cannot do a bolt action pat from back there up there. There's no way.
On a clunky Italian single shot rifle.
That's my boy.
From the depository.
Right, but what it comes down to is kind of what he just said. They don't care. They can know that people don't believe it, but they don't care because what are you going to do? Even at the time, if you look at the polling at the time, Americans did not believe the official story of JFK, even at the time that it happened. But they didn't care. Just like no one ever believed the Epstein, alleged suicide at the time that it happened. No one believed it even at the time.
He's doing that. And if you guys watch the Zapruder film, which they did edit, he's choking for a second because one bullet hit him here. He's choking like this. And then Jacqueline tried to come and see if he's okay. And then the fact that they proved in court, in America, in that day and age, in court, a magic bullet. You know what they proved? That the bullet went through him, hit Connolly, and in midair, the bullet did a U-turn and then came back. The word magic means make-believe. It's fake, okay? Spitter. And is it just me? I want the answer. Stop bullshitting us. If it happened, we know it happened. Tell us.
How do you just go from Epstein to Kennedy? What do we?
Because that's supposed to be released as well.
Part of
the whole
that's
part.
kind of Paulino a little bit, but there's something very weird about this story. I don't know. There's something very weird about the Epstein one that people get very uncomfortable with, and I don't know why.
And did you see? You guys remember? You played it here, where Elon's getting interviewed by Tucker, and dude, this was
the reason why you don't know. What do you mean you don't know why? The reason why people get uncomfortable with it is because so many people are implicated. They don't even want to release the JFK files, and JFK has been dead for 50 years. You think they're really going to want to release the Epstein files when so much of the people that are involved in that, in fact, most of them, probably 99%, are still alive and in power?
The most shocking thing, he goes, there's a lot of billionaires scared about that list. He goes, like who? Tucker goes, like Reid Hoffman, your friend. Should he be worried? Yes. He did. By the way, that type of response means without a question, Elon knows exactly who Reid Hoffman is as a person. The way that he just answered, like, yes, there wasn't even a pause. Guys, he knows.
They have a lot of history together.
Of course, but he's been to the island. Right? He's flown on the thing, right? Allegedly, we
don't know. That's the whole deal.
Well, listen, we want accountability, guys. Not for me, for the girls, for the young boys that all were assaulted, Pat, and none of them were ever going to be heard of ever again.
Yeah. So,
do you really believe that Elon Musk would allow that to come out? Like, you think he's just going to let that get posted on Twitter, Lamau?
So then the question becomes, one, it's either, because the left wants to say, well, it's because Trump was, friends with us, and they'll show the pictures, right? Two, it's a lot of the people that funded the campaign, they were getting assets.
Yeah. Do you think, are you going to pretend, PBD, that it's not relevant that Trump was friends with him? We're just gonna pretend that that's not relevant. These people, I can't.
From what was going on that island. And they're like, look, man, if you want the support, don't release that. Because we got a lot of intel on a lot of world leaders around the world, and we lose that leverage that we have on them. So could it be the fact that there is a leverage on the people around the world, and that's the reason why they don't want to give it up? Because if they release it, they automatically...
Obviously. I hate when people act like this is some sort of secret when it's like so obvious. Obvious that's the reason why people don't want them to release it. Remember how when Trump first was like won and he was about to go into office, he got interviewed and people were like, oh, are you going to release the JFK files? And he said yes, unequivocally, and like quickly answered about everything except for when they brought up the Epstein files, and he started hemming and hawing about it.
Lose that leverage permanently to be able to get what they want out of the other people? I don't know.
Maybe.
I think I'm trying to really think why they're hesitant about this. Kids were involved. What are you hesitant about?
I'm trying
That's the
to
part.
think
I don't
why
have the answers.
people are
We're just,
hesitant
a bunch of
about it.
podcasters.
I'm sorry. What do you mean you're trying to figure out why people are hesitant about it? Why? This is what I can't get over. Why are you playing dumb? You know why. You know why. This is a joke.
As business owners, we're doing what we're doing here right now. To see what's going
Just
on.
really fast, what do you think she's going to release? What information you think are we going to get
I don't
today?
think it's going to be what you want to see. I think it's going to be a
vague.
maybe 2 or 3 stories, and there's going to be a lot of blacks font, a black highlighter. That Tom called it, right? A
The
black
CIA's
highlighter.
groovy black highlighter.
That's right. The CIA is a groovy black highlighter, which means a lot of the stuff that they don't want the world to see, they're not going to show. That's what I believe.
They'll answer to God at some point. Which
Well,
that's the only.
we'll see. We have right now anywhere between 500 to 3,000 resumes that people post on a weekly basis that they want to work here. And after the last year of fully committing to identifying clearly how to describe the culture to new people, there's 2 things. 1, URE, culture. 231.
That's crazy. That is crazy. Okay. Well, that's gonna, this is a joke and we should get it, but we're not going to. And we're not going to because even though PBD is for some reason playing dumb here, we know, and he knows, the reason why they're not really going to release it is because it would implicate everyone. It would literally, like, the system would totally collapse. So they're going to keep playing dumb and they're going to keep pretending like they don't know it's getting released or why it's not getting released. So this is going to conclude the first 2 hours of the stream. And I will be moving over to Rumble now, where we will be talking about the Tate brothers and the fact that they're going to be coming back to the United States, and all the conservatives that are very concerned about women and very concerned about victims are defending them. So that's going to be fun. Yeah. So in all the chats, thank you, old Boney Bird. That is my Rumble. Go over to Rumble if you want to see the last part of the stream. And on Rumble, we'll be talking about that. And yeah, so go over and sub to my Rumble if you're not already subbed there. And then when we go over to Rumble, you'll also be able to, if you want to support me, you can send super chats there since I can't get them right now on YouTube. All right. Love you, everyone. I'm going to do like a 10-minute intermission. So in like 10 minutes, I'll be live there. Okay. All right. Love you. See you there later. Oh, wait, no. JK. I didn't set up the stream. Oh my gosh, embarrassing. Okay, so never mind, not later yet. I forgot. I need to actually like set up. Rumble is very rageful like this because in order to in order to stream on there, you have to set it up on their thing first. Okay, so if it's 4:45, then I'll say we're going to start it at 5:05. 5:05. All right, so I'll see you at 5:05, fam.